Alright, so number one, we had to graph that inequality there. I showed you the other day how to put these in the calculator and have it go to slope-intercept form. So if I go to y equals, okay, I don't want to have to do any math to put it in slope-intercept form. Tell me the first thing I'm going to type in here from yesterday. Parenthesis what? 4 minus x, close parenthesis, then divide by 2. Okay? Your bottom one, you got 9. Come on. Okay? Close parenthesis, divide by 6. I can then graph it. I'll fix the graph here in a second. So for those of you that graphed it, what did you find? They're what?
Parallel.
They're parallel. Okay? They're parallel. And what does that mean as far as like if these were equal signs and we had a solution?
There would be no solution.
There would be no solution. What kind of system is that?
Inconsistent.
Inconsistent. Okay. So we end up graphing this. And it's going to look off there. Sorry. So you got your first line, graphs like that. That line's a little bit off. And then your other line is right below it. Right? Looks like that. And it's dashed because we don't have an or equal to. This top line, am I shading up or down? Shading up. This turns into a P. So that first line I shade up here. Okay? What about the other line? Down. So we're going to shade down here below. So what does that mean for this system of inequalities? There's no solution because we don't have a region that's been shaded twice. Okay, so over here we got domain, range, and parent functions. What is the parent function of part A? What's parent function of part B? What's parent function of part C? Square root of x. Okay. So if I'm going to do the domain in interval notation for part A, what is your domain? What's around -4? Good. Okay. What is your domain for B? Good. And what about C? Good. Parenthesis. When I have an infinity, like on A and on C, if I'm going to write the domain and range with inequalities, what would I write for A?
All the numbers. This one.
X is less than.
Oh, my bad.
X is less than, I know what you were saying. X is less than 4.
Yeah, that's right.
Negative.
-4, thank you. And then what about for C?
Y is greater than or equal to -1.
Domain.
X is greater than
X
-1.
is greater than equal to.
Or equal to.
Good. Okay. So if we're going to do the range, we'll do the range with inequalities. What's the range for A?
Y is less than 4. Or 4.
It's supposed to be at 4. Y is less than 4. What's the range for B?
-3 is less than equal to. Y is less than 4.
And C?
Y is greater than equal to -4.
Are there any questions on where that stuff came from? You're sure? Okay. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Plugging stuff in. When you guys are plugging values in and you're putting them into the calculator, whatever number you're plugging in, you need to put in parentheses. Okay? So here I have f of 3. So normally there's an x here, so we're going to put a 3 wherever there's an x. To get the cubed, you can push math 3. Math 3, enter, and you'll get cubed. Minus 4, 3 goes in parentheses, squared, plus 7. Negative 2. Is that what y'all got?
Yes.
And then for 3, I have 2 times negative 2 cubed. Whoops. Plus 7 times negative 2 minus 2 minus negative 2. 14. Alrighty? Nothing overly complicated so far, right? Okay. So 14, hopefully you ran a regression, even though I forgot to write that on the directions. When you run your regression, yesterday, what is the first thing I told you needed to remember to do? Turn the stat diagnostic on. Okay, I think mine's on. Yep, turned it on earlier. Okay, so we go stat calc for enter, put your y1 in, and then you could look at the dots if you want. Your line of best fit. Okay, you got negative 8.066, and we're going to round and be 0.067. Okay, so I would have y equals negative 8.067x plus 91.044. A little line means repeating. What is your y-intercept?
Plus 91.
Okay, this is your y-intercept for your line of best fit. What is your y-intercept based off the information in the table? 90. How do you know that? Because x is what? 0. That's how we know that. Okay, if we go to our table, we can then find when x is 12. And did I put it in there? I don't think that's what I got earlier. Is that what y'all got? Okay. Negative 5.756. And we already found our y-intercept. Okay, your x-intercept is where what is 0? Y is 0. Okay. Where y is 0. Okay? So, put 0 in y2. So y equals, put 0 in y2. Then graph it.
You have other stuff in y2 as well.
Dang it. There we go. Then graph it. Hopefully this will work. I bet it's going to say no because the plot's on. Okay, zoom out. Hopefully my line shows up. There we go. Okay. So when I have an equation in y1 and an equation in y2, what I've basically done is I've put a system into the calculator. Okay? And the solution to the system is our x-intercept. Okay? So where y is 0, you're going to put 0 in y2. And then you push second, calc, 5. Then you push enter 3 times. And it will give you your x-intercept. So that 11.287. You understand why that worked like that or no? Yes, no? Yeah? I'm going to mumble something. Okay. So we had our graph. Well, here's our coordinate plane, right? And we had this line here. And where that line crosses the x-axis is the x-intercept, right? when I put y equals 0 in there, it put another line right here. So then where these two lines intersect, the y value is 0. So that's your x-intercept. Okie doke.